Hey guys, welcome to Pawpaw Storytime. Out in the country. I want to talk to you guys about I forgot that it was, I didn't forget it was Labor Day. When I decided to add this new book that I put in the description, after I wasn't going to, and then I decided to, I got a little excited and forgot that Labor Day needs the holiday book. So this holiday, we're not going to have the holiday book or the reading on the child's views of addiction and recovery. Instead, I'm going to introduce these books, and we'll put the holiday books back in with the next holiday probably. I am going to go ahead and roll the dice for the drawing for next week, and I'll just write the number down. I'll do the drawing probably from home next Sunday, since I should probably be up there. But I borrowed some dice from my mom, and looks like we got a 3, and a 5. That's 11. So I'm going to write an 11 here in the spot. And I think that we're on row 2, slot B, so that's where we'll be at for next week. And then we'll set this over here. I got a Labor Day reading, although we don't have the holiday book. I can read this. Labor Day. Observed the first Monday in September. Labor Day is the annual celebration of the social and economic achievements of American workers. The holiday is rooted in the late 19th century, when labor activists pushed for a federal holiday to recognize the many contributions workers have made to America's strength, prosperity, and well-being. Labor Day has been a national holiday in the United States since 1894. To many, it may signify picnics, parades, and a day off from work, or the end of summer, or the beginning of fall. And it's really to celebrate a victory on the labor laws. Keeps people from working too many hours in the week, too many days in the week, and being locked inside warehouses and factory workers like they were a long time ago. Okay. We've been out in the country this weekend, and I don't have to work tomorrow. That's why we're doing this. This is 2 Mondays in a row. I don't have to go to work. It's pretty neat. I took a nap today, and I slept for like 2 hours. It was pretty cool. I had a potential client I think we're going to be doing a job for soon. I met with a couple of weeks ago, and we got on the conversation about these story times. And the wife, they invited me in, had a glass of water at the table, and we were talking about different things. We're talking about the fences, and we talked about politics, and we talked about stories. She ran over to her shelf of books, and she pulled this off, and she's like, if you're reading to your grandkids, you should read this book. And at first I was like, well, it's not really a book that you can read. It's not one of our main story type reads. And it's not something I'm really into, so I took it home and was just going to set it off to the side. And then I started thinking about, if that's not right for me to do to you guys. I want you guys to have every opportunity to do things, whether I'm interested, whether I believe in it, doesn't make any difference. You guys, you can be open-minded enough to make your own decisions. And the more stuff that you're introduced to, the easier that's going to be. And this isn't bad. This isn't a book that I don't believe in. It's just something that I'm not. And what really clicked for me was the fact that I have a sister and an aunt that come to mind every time I think of like nature stuff. This book is called Nature's Best Hope. It says how you can save the world in your own yard. And what I'm going to do, it's not really set up to be an opening and closing reading, but that's how we're going to treat it. Kind of like the way that we do the Giving Box book from Mr. Rogers, which is why we started the story times way back when to begin with. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to read part of it, and then we'll bookmark it, and I'll put it in the rotation with the rest of them, and we'll read this. Well, this will be a part of it from now on. Nature's Best Hope, How You Can Save the World in Your Own Yard. Adapted by Sarah L. Thompson. And we got the introduction. It says, lift your eyes from this page, stare out of a window at your yard. Give it a minute or two and look hard. Did you see anything moving? Maybe a wind ruffled a leaf or two. Maybe it made the grass sway. But did a single animal, a bird, a bug, a snake, a mammal of any size, hop, fly, flutter, slither, crawl, or creep past? Probably not, but that's normal, right? Things don't usually move in your yard. Not that you can see anyway. The grass grows. The leaves of the trees soak up light. Underground, roots drink water and gobble up food. But you don't see stuff moving. You're right, you don't, but you should. You should see stuff moving because your yard is a part of the natural world. Nature doesn't just exist in far-off stretches of wilderness. It's not only towering forests and steamy swamps or rugged mountains, and it's definitely not something you drive for hours to reach so that you can camp in it, or hike through it, or take a picture of it, and then come back home. Nature is everywhere. That's a good thing, because human beings like you and me wouldn't last a day without it. Plants give off the oxygen that we need to breathe. Their roots, talking about wind blowing, their roots hold the dirt in place. They also help the clean water that trickles through the dirt and into lakes, rivers, and pools. Healthy plants create healthy soil and clean water. Healthy soil and clean water grow new plants. Plants also feed animals, and some of those animals return the favor by pollinating plants, letting even more of them grow. Some animals become food for other animals, including human beings. Others eat pests, like mosquitoes or mice, that love to feed on our crops. Air to breathe and food to eat, water to drink, we get all of these things from the natural world, plus some handy mosquito control. And it starts with plants like the ones in your yard, but not just any plants. That's what this book is about. How to create a yard that is a real part of the natural world. The kind of yard where, if you look closely, something is moving. And then when we come back, we're going to read on that, and it'll be, start with the history. So that's going to go into the rotation. Alright, now our main story is one of the ones I got from the collection at my Aunt Jenny's Celebration of Life. Remember I showed you guys a couple weeks ago that whole stack of books that we got. This one's a Berenstain Bears. It's called Berenstain Bears Are a Family. I'm sorry that we're out in the country, so I don't have the mirror and stuff set up to do this in reverse. Mama and Papa, sister, brother, were all related to each other. We four are a family. We live together in this tree. Yes, we are a family, happy in our home sweet tree. Family members help each other. We help our father and our mother. To be sure, they help us too. There's quite a lot they help us do. They help us with our snaps and bows. They help us wipe a runny nose. They help us scrub behind our ears, and when we cry, they dry our tears. Mother, father, daughter, and son, we're a family, we have fun. We play games like tic-tac-toe. We play ball, we catch and throw. We sing and dance, we jump and run. Mother, daughter, father, son. We're a family, we have fun. Here come Aunt Dot and Uncle Ed, and their son, our cousin Fred. They're part of our family too. They've come to share our barbecue. And don't forget Gramps and Gran, the oldest members of our clan. We're expecting them today. Here they come, hooray, hooray. We say hooray for Gramps and Gran, the oldest members of our clan. Even in a family that usually gets along, sometimes there are problems, sometimes things go wrong. Things get spilled, things get broken, sometimes unkind words get spoken. But we make up, we work things out, we don't grumble, sulk, or pout. Yes, father, mother, sister, and brother, we're a family. We understand and love each other. The end. Bearstein Bears. On the back of it, it says, who is in your family? How do your family members help one another? Okay, set that over here. We're going to close up with, we're working our way through the Giving Box book again. Reminds me we need to start working on giving boxes for. Okay, we're on page 80 in our Giving Box books, just for those of you guys still have them. Beyond the Box. Nope, hold on, it's it. I'm on the wrong page. We're supposed to be on the folded page. That's the part that's marked for when we go out of town. When I get to read up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when we go see the Fred Rogers stuff. Okay. This says, using the giving box can give you an opportunity to think about and talk about how everyone in your family is a giver and a receiver, a helper, and someone in need of help. Just recognizing the giving and receiving can elevate those moments that are a part of everyday life and help everyone to be a real part of the giving and receiving that's already happening in your family. Our message to parents at the beginning of this book may help you find your own ways to start conversations about giving and receiving. In addition, you may want to start by asking your child what the word helping means, or how he or she helps others and is helped by others. You could also talk about the many ways you and your family show love to each other. In our television program, we often sing, "There are many ways to say I love you." There's the eating way and the cooking way. Even cleaning up a room can say I love you. Many families have a history of giving and receiving help. If you know of them, let your children know some ways your ancestors have given, served, or been helped. What charities were important in their lives. What traditions of helping and being helped, giving or receiving charity, have been important in your life. And that's going to be that for this week. And that's it, guys. Tomorrow's Labor Day. Thank the people in your life that work hard. Make sure that you're taken care of. And do something nice for everybody you can help. From the story about family to the giving box to the things that you can do with nature, there's all different kinds of stuff that we can do, being ourselves, being members of different families. I guess that's it. We've been out here this weekend planning our road trip to Salem, Massachusetts, which we're going to go through Pittsburgh. That's where I get to do the Fred Rogers stuff. And I think we got to do 2 story times on that trip. We'll be on the road for both of them, and I'll have to transfer them just like this one to YouTube after I get back home. But the Fred Rogers one, the one that'll be on my birthday, I don't know if they're going to let me be in the museum or not to do it. I'm going to ask them. I don't know how that's going to go over. But even if we have to just be around the outside somewhere, I'll probably do all 3 of the readings. I'll do an opening, closing, and our main story will all be Fred Rogers. I'm really looking forward to that trip. And then I think I might actually get a book. I'm going to go through what we've got for Halloween for this year and see if I can find a spooky, witchy story to read from when we go to Salem. Anyways, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the stories. I love you for being exactly who you're supposed to be, and you're the only one that gets to decide that. And remember that our minds, just like our books, they work better when they're open. Alright, see you guys next week. Hello, Lisa.